Hello, everyone. It is exactly 1 o'clock on the dot. Yeah, let's just get ready. We're going to start the lesson. Today, we're doing division again, division of at least 4 digit by 3 digit numbers with remainders. Yesterday, we did it without remainders. We did an introduction to it. So, today, we're looking at it with remainders, the inclusive of remainders. When you divide and you find yourself having remainders, we're going to do it one more time as well. As also added, also remember that yesterday we spoke about what should I add to the lesson, and some of you did say that you'd like that it can become a bit more challenging, which is good. It is a good thing to have challenges at times. So today we're looking at remainders. What are remainders? How do you find yourself getting remainders? And again, we're analyzing long division. So we're basically trying to analyze long division and practice more on how do we divide this. So we're going to spend a lot of time in the practice of it. We're going to spend a lot of time actually trying to work it out, trying to figure it out for ourselves. With that being said, uh, I'd like to again welcome everyone, and yeah, it's good. It's good that we're a good few in the here. So I'd like that. Can we keep the chat, the discussions in the chat, uh, to the class lesson, and also can we also please when I ask that you guys should um uh, when you guys should tell me when you're done writing or something, please do, so that we can actually pace the lesson. Because when you guys are actually able to tell me if you're done or you've done this or that, then we're actually able to pace the lesson and we're actually able to get the right way. So I hope everyone is well and happy, and let us get into our lesson. Let us get into our lesson. So we're looking at division of at least 4 digit by 3 digit numbers with remainders. So division of at least 4 digit numbers by 3 digit numbers with remainders. So we spoke about a divisor, a dividend, and a quotient. And then we also spoke about something called a remainder. No, we didn't speak about a remainder. We spoke about the divisor, the quotient, and the dividend. Now, as we were saying yesterday was, we follow a process. The process is, what's happening now? Sorry about that little malfunction. The process is that we divide, then we multiply, then we subtract, then we bring down. That's the process that we follow. We divide, then multiply, then we subtract, then we bring down. We divide, then multiply, then we subtract, then we bring down. We divide, then multiply, then we subtract, then we bring down. That's the process that we follow. That's the process that we stick with. That's the process. In other words, I can say is that we're stuck with is that divide, multiply, then that's the process that I want us to use. Why? Because when now dealing with 4 digit numbers, the numbers are quite large. And that's the reason behind long division is that when you're dividing now, you're dealing with numbers that are quite large. And having numbers that are quite large is a problem. When you have to divide what numbers, like having to divide 4,497. Those numbers are quite large. So it's very crucial that and very important that we keep on following a set process of long division, and we keep on starting to become quicker when we're doing the sums. So at first it can take you maybe 2 minutes to do a sum. Then the more you practice, it takes you less than a minute before you know it, you're spending less than 30 seconds on one sum, which is the level that you're supposed to be at, because the practice of it makes you see that, no, there are common things that appear. For example, you understand that when you're looking at the divisor, each time you're going to be subtracting a multiple of the divisor. Each and every time you're subtracting a multiple of a divisor. And at times you are going to find that you are dividing multiples of the divisor. But when you are if you're going to find that you're dividing here multiples of the divisor, you're going to get 0 as an answer. But if not 0 is not an answer, then you know that you're just going to be subtracting a multiple of the divisor, which is before the number, which is common things you must catch. You must also catch that the minute now we have, the minute after we bring down, then we divide again, then we multiply, then we subtract. And when we find that we are left with something and there's nothing else to bring down, you find that now you're at a point whereby, because look, there's nothing here. You find that now you're at a point where we call the remainder. And the remainder means that we have, because remember in grade 3, what happened when you led division in grade 3? You were told that division is equal sharing, which is the truth. If you have to divide 479 among 7 people, 479 sweets among 7 people, 479 tennis balls among 7 people, 479, you are going to divide equally 68 times. All right, you're going to divide 68 times. But you're going to find that, no, man, there's a remainder of 3 that was not being considered. So that's the whole element behind the long division part, is that you must be able to catch that each time each time I'm saying 7 into this, I'm looking for multiples of 7. So what would be a neat trick if I'm struggling? I can say, okay, 7, a nice neat trick in your practice. It will also help you with your times table. 7 times 1 is equal to what? Is equal to 7. 7 times what? 7 times 2 is equal to what? 14. And you go on and on and on and on and on. Because to build this, it's just repeated addition. Because it's going to be plus 7, plus 7, plus 7, plus 7, plus 7. So it's repeated addition, which helps you within the sum. Because as I said, the more you practice, the more better you get at it. The more better you get at it, the more you find yourself understanding. The more you find yourself understanding, the better for everyone. The better for everyone. So, having that in mind, are there any questions in relation to this before now we actually go into process? Do we have any questions into this, especially also coming from yesterday? I would like to take this time to say that if there were any questions or any misconception that we had yesterday, because I know that most of you were with me yesterday, we did do division yesterday. So is there anything from yesterday that you guys did not find you understood or you were a bit confused? Remember, I always say note down your questions, that we have the time now to actually discuss, because this would be the perfect time to actually discuss. And also, are there any clarity seeking questions? Because then now we're going to go into process again. Now we're going to go into process again. I know that sometimes we find that there are certain people who were not actually part of the lesson. What's this? Part of the lesson yesterday. So the blessing that we have of going through Africa Teen Geeks is the fact that these things will be uploaded. These things will be uploaded. The videos will be uploaded onto YouTube. So that's the blessing of it. That's the amazing blessing of it. So today we're focusing. Yesterday we did touch on it in general, touch on elements on that side of saying yes, there can be a reminder, etc., etc. But today we're focusing on the fact of saying that when I'm doing this process, when I find a remainder, what makes me classify a remainder? Why mustn't I continue dividing from going to a remainder? Where do I, like, This is the part where now we are sealing it, because isn't it when you start long division, we talk about things that without a remainder, to say that no, here you're getting a definite answer. Then we're going to this part two where now you say, okay, now you're going to find a remainder. You're going to find yourself having a remainder. And you must remember that if your remainder is more than your divisor, there's something wrong. So that's something, please also note, guys. If your remainder is more than your divisor, so if you find that in this sense we had 8 here and our divisor is 7, there's something that's not going right. Recheck the sums. Recheck. You know the beauty of this process of dividing, multiplying, subtracting, and bringing down, it flows. So if you find that, no, man, I'm like, I always tell my students that maths and music is the same. Those who listen to hip hop music, especially if you listen to hip hop music, with people who rap, the ones who are saying poetry, because rap is poetry really fast. You find that there must be a flow from one sentence to the next sentence. There must be a flow, that there's something that matches. There's a rhyme going on. So the same is with maths. Maths also has the same thing, that there must be a flow, that this answer gave you this answer, this answer gave you that answer, that answer gave you this answer. There must be a flow with it. So if you find that while working it out, it's not making sense, like this number and that number doesn't correlate, and it's now starting to confuse you, then what it's very important to do is that you stop yourself, and then you check to say, no, did I divide properly? Did I multiply properly? Did I subtract properly? Did I bring down properly? Am I moving from left to right? Am I working with the right divisor? Those are the things that must come up in your head. Then you know that you're doing the right thing. Right. So let us go into the, let us go into the process. So I have here, or let me rather do this. Who can explain using this here? Who can explain for us? Let me take some time. Who can explain for us? How did they divide here? Who can actually, from looking from this, target your eyes to here, around here? Who can explain to us how did they actually go through it? What did they do? How did they actually process everything? Who is willing and available to explain to us how did everything work out here? Who is ready to help us here, to say that how did they work it out? How did they come to this whole answer of 10? Who is willing to explain to us? Going once, going twice. All right. I've got someone. Awesome. Did it work? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello? How are you?
I'm fine. On the first one,
Yes.
the wrong because it's not supposed to end here. They first started 15
Mm-hmm.
into doesn't go, so then we went to 15 goes
Mm-hmm.
how many to 36, and we got 2 because 15 times 2 is 30. Then
Mm-hmm.
after we wrote 2, and then we said 15 times 2 is 30. We minus 30 from the 36 and it gave us 6. Now we're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to bring the 4 down. That
All
will
right.
make 4.
It's here. So you bring the 4 down, and that makes what? You bring
64.
64. Then what happens?
And then you're supposed to, now I'm supposed to say that 15 goes how many to 64?
All right. So
And it
it's
goes
64.
times.
It goes sometimes 4 times.
Yes.
And then, and then, and then what
And
happens
then
after that?
4 times 15
Yes. Is what? Is 60.
is 60. And then
Yes.
after you write 60, and then
Yes.
it will be 4.
All right.
After that
And then
4, that's the
after
remainder. The remainder will be 40.
40.
Yes.
But remember that there's still a zero. Because remember that, okay, we brought down the 4. We said 60,
After
64.
we said 60, after, I'm sure we said 4 into 15 is 60, right? And
Uh-huh.
then it gave us 60. We
Uh-huh.
minus the 60 from the 64, which
Uh,
gave us 4, right?
uh-huh. Then you bring down the,
Then you bring down the 0.
all right. And then we say
Make
what?
the 40.
Uh-huh. And then what happens after that?
And then we say 15 goes how many to 40?
Right.
And that will
Which,
be 2.
all right. And then it's 2 times 15.
Is 30.
All right. And then what? Then what do we do at the end?
40 minus 30, which will give us 10.
All right. So do you agree that also another thing that each time we were subtracting a multiple of 15,
Yes.
that looking at 30, 60, and 30 again, we are subtracting something that was a multiple of 15.
Yes.
Awesome. Thanks. You are a superstar. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me just do something. All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So that's it. It's the process follows that way. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. And the reason why we stopped here is that look, the remainder has to always be smaller than your divisor. If you find to say no, here the remainder is more, we have a problem. And remember, guys, that when you're bringing down, the whole idea of bringing down is that you see after the subtraction, we've got a 6. We are bringing down the following number. Not only that we can continue the division process, is that the 6 is small and we can't just end it at that because we need to do all digits. Remember that when you're doing long division, it's a digit for digit process. Digit for digit process. Each time you're going for digit for digit, each digit for digit. So it's very important that you do that. You go for digit. Each time going digit for digit. It's a digit for digit process. Right. Do me a favor. Please write down this example now. Then we're going to go into the 3 examples, and then we're going to go into our. So please write down this example now for just quick 2 minutes, and then we're going to go into the 3 examples that I wrote down, and then we're going to do an exercise. I'll give you guys more than enough time to try it out for yourself. So quickly write that one down, quickly, and please keep your video off. Please keep your video off. Please keep your video off. Please do me that very important favor. And please, guys, if you don't understand, tell me. tell me to say, no, I need some clarity on this, because I want to make sure that you guys understand. That's the most important part, is that you must be able to understand long division so that you are able to catch mistakes. Because that's one thing I like. You know, one thing that's very nice as a teacher is that when your students are able to even catch the time when you've made a mistake, that shows understanding. That should be rewarded, to say, no, sir, I think you did a mistake there. So even guys, when we're working out things and you see maybe I did a mistake, or I added a number here, or I did a mishap somewhere, you must say, no, sir, you did a mistake there. That means that you've got the concept, you've understood. You have understood. It means that you've understood. That's a beautiful thing. To be able to catch mistakes, that means you've understood the whole process. Not only have you understood the whole process, you are at a level now whereby you are able to, just by the sight of it, you're able to catch, this doesn't make sense. So that's the level I want you guys to be at. I want you guys to be at a level that you are able to even teach it to other people, because that's also the purpose, to teach, to be able to teach. That's how you actually learn maths better, teaching it. The only way you're going to understand maths is by teaching it. So can I please have confirmation from in the chat that if you guys are done or not? Can I please have confirmation in the chat that if you guys are done or not? I only need about 3 people to confirm whether you're done. There's also, if you're watching with a laptop, there's a Windows key. So there's a button here on the keyboard that has 4 blocks, 4 shaded blocks, and then there's the key between F12 and insert called print screen, PRT SCR. So you can press that at the same time and it takes a screenshot, or you can rather say, yes, it takes a screenshot of that. So you can try that on your own. You can try that on your own. Right. I see there's a question about where did we get the 60 from? So after here, so we're looking at 15 into 3,640, and we divided in the first 2, which was into 36. We found it comes out 2 times. Why? Because 36 is not a multiple of 15, but we know 30, which comes before 36, is a multiple of 15. So 15 appears 2 times into 30. So 2 times 15 is 30. 36 minus 30 gives us what? 6. Bring down the 4. 64 is not, now we need to multiply again. 15 into 64, or 64 divided by 15. 64 is not a multiple of 15, but we know a multiple before of 15 before 64, which is 60. And 15 times 4 is what? 60. 60 minus 64 minus 60 is what? 4. 60 comes from? The 60 comes from this of trying to divide 15 into the 64, but we could not. Why? Because it's not a multiple of 15. But we look for the one before, which is 60, which is a multiple of 15. So that's where our 60 comes from. Yes, so on your keyboard, there's at the bottom, right? There's a space bar. Then there's control. There's a button written FN, and then you'll find something called the Windows key. So it's the key that has the blocks, the shaded blocks. Then on top of keys, where it says F1 up to F12, right next to F12, there'll be something called print screen, which is PRTSCR. So you press those 2 at the same time if you're watching with a laptop, and then it takes a screenshot. You press those 2 at the same time, directly at the same time, as if you were taking a screenshot with a phone. Then we're hundreds. Then we are hundreds. Then you have taken a screenshot. Right. So let us go into the examples quickly, guys. We have 5 minutes before I can. So let us get into the examples. I'll explain this one, and then the following one, I'll ask one of you guys to explain it. So quickly write this down. Is it 12,049 divided by 120? 12,049 divided by 120. So I am following a process of dividing, multiplying, subtracting, and bringing down. Right. So this is the, oh, what happened to my, there we go. This is the process that I am following. And this is the process that I am sticking with. Right. And then let's go. And then we bring down. So I say it's 120. And I want to divide into the digits of 12,049. My 120 does not go into the 1. My 120 does not go into the 12. My 120 does go into the 120 here that we find. 120 into 120 goes once. 1 times 120 is 120. 120 minus 120 is 0. Bring down the 4. Now, this, after I brought down, normally what happen is after you bring down, you find that you have a number big enough for this to divide. You find that that is not true. And since that is not true, it means that within your quotient, there's a 0. Because it happens that when you're dividing in long division, there are some questions where the quotient, the answer here, is going to be 1,000,00469. So those zeros, it means that within the process, you found yourself having to put 0 here, so you can subtract, making that number go further down to be brought down with another number. For example, I find that after I brought down, I have 4. And I say 120 into 4, it's too small, it won't work out. So I put a 0 here. 0 times 120 is 0. 4 minus 0 is 4. Bring down the 9. And I put my 0 there because I've already written a number. Then now I find this is 49. It won't work out because it's still small. So 120 won't divide the 49. Hence I put another 0. 0 times 120 is 0. 49 minus 0 is 49. There's nothing else to bring down. My final answer is 100, remainder 49. So once you meet a situation like this, you know that in your quotient, there is a 0. This happens when in your quotient, there is a 0. You find a 0. Because you know that there are numbers where, if you're looking at place values, there are numbers that sometimes you don't have a number in the tens place, or you don't have a number in the units place, or you don't have a number in the hundredths place. You can literally have a number in, if we're dealing with 100,000, you can literally have 120,000, and then you have 4 and 4. There are 2 zeros there. So it's important that you do not get worried to say, but I just brought down, and I'm used to saying after bringing down, I am able to divide. That can happen, but it means that there's a 0 here within your answer that you must place. Then everything works out. Then everything works out. Right. Right. So can you please quickly write that down? And then I'll have one of you guys just quickly write this down, and then you tell me when you guys are done. I'll give you 2 minutes to write it down, especially if you're not using something that can take a picture of the screen itself. So I'll just quickly get you guys a chance to quickly write that down. Yes, I just need done. Awesome. This is what I love. This is what I love. So we just give that, if anyone is still using the process of pen and paper, which I still respect till this day, you have some time. You have some time just to quickly write that down so that I can give you guys enough time to do exercises. And then, yeah, let me rather do that. Let me rather give you guys now the 10 minutes that we do an exercise, then I allow one of you guys to explain it, then we go into our homework. So I'll give you guys some time to do the exercise that I have set out for you. It's just 4 questions. It's not too difficult at all. Awesome. So those with who are still using pen and paper, you have 40 seconds left. 40 seconds left. Awesome. This is what I like. Seeing that people are done. This is what I do like. Please keep your video off. Please keep your video off. Please keep your video off. You have 20 seconds left. And then we're going to go into the exercise. So I'll give you guys more than enough time to do the exercise. I'll give you about 6 to 7 minutes to do the exercise. The last 3 minutes is that we'll discuss 2 of the questions together, and then we do the homework. I feel that is best because maths needs practice. Above all, maths needs practice. Right. So let us go. So let us go into it. I'll give 10 more seconds now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Let us go into the exercise that I've planned out for you. So guys, I'll give you guys 6 minutes to try these on your own. And then after the 6 minutes, we're going to try working them out for ourselves. And then it's homework, and then we're done. So please take the time to do these exercises, and then after that, we'll be done. So I'll just turn off my mic so I don't disturb you guys. 6 minutes. When it is the 1 minute mark, I will tell you. So you have 6 minutes to do this. 1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining. We have 1 minute left. 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 60 seconds. 60 seconds. Right. All right. 60 seconds. Please finish up. And then I'll need someone to help us with number 1, number 3, and number 4. I want a person for number 1, I want a person for number 3, and I want a person for number 4. Who can help us with that? Number 1, number 3, and number 4. Number 1 and number 3 and number 4. Who can help us with number 1, number 3, and number 4? Looking at the time, it seems that maybe we can only be able to do just one. All right, 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I need someone to help us with number 1, and someone else to help us with number 3, and someone else to help us with number 4. In actual fact, looking at the time, maybe we can only get someone to help us with number 1. Who can help us with number 1? Who can help us with number 1? Anyone who is able to help us with number 1? Offer going once, going twice. Anyone to help us with number 1? Going once, going twice. All right, closed. I will do it then. I will do it then. Right. Oh, I have someone. Awesome. 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 That is fantastic. Hello.
Hello.
Please help us with number 1. Yeah, here's the
The
question.
one is 102 divided by 52,304,
All
right?
Awesome.
And then
All right.
after we say 102 goes how many to 52? It doesn't. So
All
then
right.
we say 102 goes how many to 523?
All
And then
right.
it gives us 510.
All right.
And then now, and then it goes 5 times, which gives 102 times 5 is 510. And then 510 minus 523 gives you 130.
Gives you 13. Bring down the 0.
Yes, we
All
bring down the
right.
0. And then
Please.
after we say 130 goes how many to 102? It goes 1 because, yeah, it goes once. And then after we say 130 minus 102, and then it gives you 1 minus 1 is 0. And then let's start with the units. It's 0 minus 2, and then we go to 3 to borrow, and then it gives us 2, and then it leaves our 0 with 10, and then it 10 minus 2 is 8, and then 2 minus 0 is 2, and then 1 minus 1 is 0. And that number is going to be 28. We bring down the 4. And then after we say 284 goes how many to 102? And then it gives 2. 102 times 2 is 104. 104, 284 minus 104 gives us 4
8.
minus 4 is 0, 8 minus 0 is 8, and then 2 minus 1 is 1.
All right. It's supposed to say 200 and 200, but it's fine. That was a perfect explanation. Beautiful explanation.
Oh,
Perfect.
sir,
Yes. Yes. All right. That's fine. That was a perfect explanation. Looking at the time, let me just hop right to homework. That was a perfect explanation. Looking at the time, let us just hop right up to homework. Um, was it? Yeah. There we go. So here is your homework. Are there any questions? Are there any clarity seeking questions? Does anyone have any clarity seeking questions? Here is your homework, guys. Thank you so much for attending the lesson. Thank you so much for being super students. Take the remaining time of 2 minutes to write down the homework if you're writing down, or screenshot if you're screenshotting, screen record if you're screen recording, etc. As I told you guys, that there's many ways to get a picture. Even if you need to use another device to come and take a picture of what you're looking at currently, in case maybe you're watching it on your TV screen, if you have a smart TV or whatever TV that you have that uses an HDMI cable, you can go ahead and do that. Anything works. But there is your homework. Thank you guys for being super students. Thank you so much. You are all fantastic. I truly, 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 truly am honored to teach you people. You are all amazing. Love you all. And yeah, if you're still writing, you have a minute left, like literally a minute. Once it hits 45, it's going to close off. So please, 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 if you're still writing, write as quick as possible. Write as if your hand is on fire. Write as if your hand is on fire. Right. Please write as if your hand is on fire. Right. Quickly, 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 quickly. All right. And that's it for me. Thank you so much for attending the lesson. Goodbye, guys. Bye-bye.